Hi everybody, welcome. My name is Lorna and I work with Dan and Luke at Awareful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here to share with you 7 top tips to increase your confidence. So we'll begin with posture and why that is so important. We communicate, 55% of our communication is through our body language, and even so, if you imagine that you're feeling nervous, lacking in confidence, you make yourself smaller, you're folding your arms, you're hunching over, particularly, say for example, if you're preparing for a job interview, you're sort of looking at your notes hunched over and you're small. And then if you're looking in the animal kingdom, how the most powerful of the animals, they're taking up more space, they're puffing out their chest, they're bigger and much more powerful. And there's an amazing talk by Amy Cuddy on TED Talks who goes much more into this, about what's happening in your body when you do this. So if you're holding yourself into a power posture and a strong posture, what's happening is that your testosterone levels are going up and the cortisol levels are going down, so stress hormones go down, okay, and the confidence hormones increase. So I'll show you a few power postures in a moment, but I'd like you to first join me. So if you come up to a standing position, so you can feel this in your own body and see for yourself what you think. Okay, so if you just hold your body down, just let your head hang heavy, and repeating after me, I want you just to say in a voice just like this: my life is so amazing and I feel so confident. Okay, so how did that feel? Your mind and your body aren't matching. So next, stand with your feet hip distance apart, stretching your arms out wide, fingers spread wide, looking up. I want you to say in a loud and confident voice, my life is so awful and I feel so depressed. Okay, so you'll notice from that when your mind and body don't match, this is one powerful tool that you can use to actually feel more confident. Like I said, there's power postures you can do that I've used in my own life and with the clients that I've worked with at the Refuge, who are obviously feeling lacking in confidence and low self-esteem. So if you have something that you need to do and you want to increase your confidence, even if it could be a daily practice that you do, is try out some power postures. So if you think about Wonder Woman or Superman, your feet hip distance wide stance, hands on the hips, puffing out your chest, looking up. Okay, and all you need to do is hold this posture for 2 minutes and you'll have that increase in the testosterone level and the decrease in the stress hormone. So I recommend that you try these out and just notice what you notice the difference. So there's this Superman, Wonder Woman posture, or you can have your arms stretched out wide, arms behind the head. And I'd recommend that you check out the TED Talk if you want to find out more about it. There's so much research into this and it really can make a difference. So that's my number 1 top tip, is thinking about your posture and using power poses. Okay, so 2 is about who you're surrounding yourself with. Do you surround yourself with confident, outgoing people? Because the people and environment we surround ourselves with do impact on how you feel about yourself. And I know from my own personal experience, I'm very fortunate to be working with some very confident and outgoing people, with Dan and Luke at Awareful. So I would recommend that you do start to think about that and start meeting some really confident people, because they do rub off on you. And my next tip is to think about a time where you felt very confident, okay? So it doesn't have to be anything big, just any time where you were successful in something, any time that you felt you did something well. And, just closing your eyes and thinking about that for a few moments. And if you get yourself to imagine and remember how you felt at the time, okay? So think about how you looked, what you were wearing, how your voice was, how your posture was, and what was happening. By remembering, it invokes those feelings back in your body. And if you felt it before, then you can certainly feel it again. And if you struggle perhaps thinking about a time that you felt like that, then perhaps just imagine somebody, think about somebody that you believe is confident, okay? And then just again closing your eyes and just looking at them, looking how they're holding their body and what they're saying, what they're doing, and perhaps just imagining floating in and you holding your body in that way, speaking in that way. Okay, it's just acting as if, okay, so fake it till you make it, and it does really, really work. So the other thing is, for confidence, is people feel confident in the things that they're good at. Okay, so I know from my own personal experience that when I first started teaching yoga, then of course it was something new to me. Although I'd practiced for a very long time, I hadn't the experience of teaching, and it was only through the practice and the repetition that I could become very confident in what I was doing. And it's like anything that you do in life, that you need to practice to become more confident at it. So you feel like you're able to do this in your sleep, and then you can't fail to feel confident when you need to do these things. Okay, my next suggestion is to think about the things that you really like about yourself. And that can be a bit challenging for some people, but it's highly recommended that you, and if you're struggling with this, perhaps think about the compliments that people have given you over the years. You're a unique person, everybody is in their own right. And so thinking about the things that you like about yourself, and I'd encourage you to also write these down. So when you're having a little dip or not feeling so good about yourself, these are something you can look back and actually say out loud to yourself, and to give you that boost when you need it. I'd say the other thing that I would recommend is that you become your own best friend. If you think about your friendships, and if one of your friends came to you and said that they were struggling and not feeling confident about themselves, you would not be giving them a hard time and putting them down or making them feel worse. And I think sometimes we can be our own worst critics, so I would highly recommend you becoming your own best friend and giving yourself that own reassurance that these are just feelings come and go, these are thoughts come and go, and that reminding yourself of the amazing individual that you are, and just be your own best friend. Okay, and my last tip of today is to push yourself out of your comfort zone, even if it's in a very small way. I think that it can really hugely boost your confidence. I know from my own personal experience that as a much younger person, when I was much younger, I was an introverted person, and probably still am, and shy. I'd blush easily. I wouldn't find talking in groups easy and these kind of things. So it's only through my life experience and the work that I've done that I've really been forced out of my comfort zone, and it does increase your confidence. Even in this time of the what's happening right now, I would have never really thought to do videos, and I definitely wouldn't have felt comfortable doing the videos. But now, because of what's happened, that I've just moved myself out of my comfort zone, and I feel pretty good about it. So I really hope that some of these tips are helpful to you. I'd love to hear your feedback, what you thought, and I really hope that you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me.